All right, guys, we are going to attempt to run up $1,000 to $10,000 in a week. All right, so as you guys have seen, I've been posting it all over my Instagram story. We are doing this live in front of you guys on Kick, okay? I'm obviously not going to be showing my trades because I don't want to promote over leveraging and over trading, but I am showing all the confluences, showing me marking out my bias, going over what I want to see the market do day in and day out. And I do that every single day. So if you guys want to watch me on Kick, I'm really excited about it, showing you guys all of that shit for free when most of your mentors will do it for a charged fee. Click the link in the description, okay? And you guys can tap in with me every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, okay? And this is a fun little challenge. So before I go over, we've already finished day one. Day one was a little bit brutal. And before I show you guys the losses that I took, first, let's go over the rules of this whole challenge. So first and foremost, because I'm doing this on a futures account, I had to realize a couple things. I was like, one thing, I can't just deposit $1,000 into the account because obviously this is going to be really hard. A lot of your mentors will like make a YouTube video where they're like, oh, turning $1,000 into $10,000, and they'll never show you the amount of times or tries that it took for them to do that. But then they'll only show you the winning one. For me, I'm gonna show you all of the tries and all of the attempts, and I don't even know if I'll be able to do it. So this will be really interesting. We'll see if this goes well. If it doesn't, shit, I'll have to prove myself another way because, I mean, this is gonna be really hard because it's a 10x in a week. Really difficult to do without over leveraging and doing dumb shit. So we might have to do just some dumb shit. But anyways, I can't just deposit $1,000 and, you know, rinse and repeat because for a wire transfer to hit the futures account, it takes like 3 to 5 days. So that's ruled out. So in turn, I was like, man, how can I do this? So I just decided, look, I'll give myself 12 tries to be able to do it in a week. So I deposited $12,000 into the account. And the rule is I'm obviously not allowed to risk more than $1,000 per trade unless like I'm actually up on like that $1,000 trial, if that makes sense. So the first trade obviously is going to have to be like 1 or 2 contracts depending on what index it's on. But after that, if I make profit, I'll be able to risk more, right? And then also on top of that, if I start with $1,000 and then I go down negative $500, it doesn't mean I can risk another $1,000 with my stop loss. You know, like that's cheating. Okay, so I would have to risk $500. Make sense? Cool. I'm not gonna jug you guys and I'm not gonna do you guys dirty. So I'm giving myself 12 tries. In reality, I should have given myself 10 tries. So like on the 10th try, if like I failed the first 9 times, then at least I would break even. But whatever, I deposited $12,000. We'll see where it takes us. And on top of that, let's get into the 2 trades that I took today. It was pretty brutal. So today was a no news Monday. And unfortunately for me, I had a bearish bias and we ended up ripping up. I took 2 trades. We'll go over them on the chart. I'm really busy today, but we'll go over them on the chart eventually, but I'm down $730 today. So you can see that I'm down $730. This is on a live account. You can see that there's no simulated account button thing there. So now, tomorrow, I can only risk $270 to try and get this back up. I honestly am probably just gonna full port that amount and risk $270 and try and get this right back up to 1,000 and then go from there. If not, I fail, and that's 1x on the board for TJR in this attempt, in this trial. We have CPI, PPI, FOMC, and consumer sentiment this week. High volatility news. We might have to toss in a little potential coin flipper on one of the CPI or PPI news days, okay? But with that being said, let's show you guys the first 2 trade setups and how I took an L. All right, let's go. All right, boys, we are now in the works for going over the 2 fucking losses that we took today. It was not a pretty trading day for your boy. So today, I was looking at the market this way. Boom, extremely overbought. Okay, if we look at equilibrium from these range lows all the way down here, boom, up until the range highs, like equilibrium is all the way down here. We need to go down at some point in time to fill in this equilibrium of this range. Okay, so like I've been bearish for since Wednesday, okay? And I smacked the fuck out of the trade on Wednesday, smacked the fuck out of the trade on Thursday, I lost on Friday, and then I lost again today. But I'm bearish because I don't want to see price move higher until we can fill in that equilibrium. So, that being said, let's get down and dirty here. The first trade that I lost was a pretty big daddy trade. I lost $500 on this NASDAQ trade right here. Okay, so the main overall bias was obviously we're super overbought, wanted equilibrium to be filled in. We see a pre-market liquidity sweep on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, scale down. We see a 15-minute imbalance right here. We see a big sell-off during pre-market. So boom, I'm like, bet I want to see equilibrium from these range highs down to these range lows filled in order for me to be able to go short again. Because again, I'm not trying to short off this fair value gap. I want to short above equilibrium. So what do? I wait for price. I wait for price to get above equilibrium. It does that. It also fills in this 15-minute fair value gap. And it also breaks structure to the downside. Now keep in mind, today was a no news Monday. So I got fucked. Or I mean, didn't necessarily get fucked. I wish I did. No, pause. But we got a break of structure to the downside off of this. And this wasn't necessarily within the macro. The macro started at 950. So on this candle. So what was I looking for? I was looking for confirmation after this candle. Okay. I was on the kick stream and I was getting fucking lit. What do you expect? Okay. So with that in mind, we have this candle. So I'm waiting for short entries. So what do? Well, obviously, what do I see? Boom, we finally see a bullish fair value gap right here. What do we see? A break of structure along with a bullish fair value gap getting turned into an inverse fair value gap. So what the fuck do I do? Short work. Where are the stops at? Boom. Above these highs right up here. I could have made it a little bit tighter right here if I wanted to. And take profits. I thought we wanted this one all the way down here. I thought we wanted it. I wanted it. I did. But instead, what happened? Stopped out. Now, let's go ahead and show the ES trade that caused me to lose $200. So, boom, here's market open. Same thing, same freaking bias. Now, I lost that trade, and I was like, man, shouldn't necessarily, for whatever reason, I took more trades than I should have today. It was, honestly, it's a bit of revenge trading, if I'm being honest. And it's crazy how I get more emotional when doing these challenges than when I'm trading on my own live account. Because if I had taken just that one loss, I would have been just like, pack that shit up, we're done. But this, it's like, oh, it's a challenge. It's to prove myself as a trader. And for whatever reason, it brings in a little bit more emotion. So same situation here on ES. I want to see equilibrium of this range low, these range lows up to these range highs, get hit, which is right here. Again, it's been my bias since Wednesday of last week. Again, same thing here. We sweep out liquidity during pre-market. I'm like, we're going to get shorts. We didn't. Okay, what do I see? Imbalance on the 15-minute time frame after price had sold off for a decent amount of time. What else do we see? Boom. Equilibrium of these range highs down to these range lows. Baby food, you know what I'm saying? It's right on in here. I'm waiting for the macro to get hit on the 1 minute time frame, which happens, boom, right here on this candlestick. So from here, I'm looking for bearish confirmation. Guess what your boy did? Take a wild guess what your boy did. Take a wild guess, man. Took a freaking short off of, bro, like the stupidest bullish fair value gap that got invalidated. Bullish fair value gap right here. I was like, bet. Short work. Where's the Short work indeed. First take profit. It's right here. Okay. And if I was trading on the big shit, I obviously would be trading with more than one contract. But unfortunately for me, after losing the NASDAQ trade, I only had $500 to spare. And me personally, I don't want to go out sad on my first attempt on this shit, like in just one day. You know, I don't want to be seen as that. So I'm giving myself a little room to live. All right? A little bit, a will to live. Like, you know, it's going to be a long video. But anyways, those are the two trades that I took. I've got 250 something or 200 something bucks left in the account. We're going to see what I can do. I hope I can make that shit back. All right, boys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, boys. Day in the life update. All right. So again, currently doing the 1K to 10K challenge. And as you guys know, I was still on like the first attempt that I had, and I lost the 250 bucks that I had for the first trial. So boom, first trial, man, I suck at trading. 2 trades down the drain. For the second trial, guess what happened? I fucked up. I full boarded $1,000 on one trade. But third trial, we're about to hit take profit to put us at $3,000 in total. $7,000 needed to go for the 10K account challenge. We're excited. This is the trade that we took, okay? Boom. Right here. We're edging our take profit. I swear, bro. My stops are already at break even, but I would be really disappointed. This was a super good trade. I would love to get the account balance up to $3,000. But yeah. All right, boys. So we are back in this today. So we failed, or as you guys just saw, we failed the first attempt and failed the second attempt, okay? But it looks like we're about to make some serious bread on this current trade that we're in right now. And again, is this how I would normally trade? Definitely not. Do I recommend you guys to trade this way? Definitely not. I just wanted to challenge myself because again, we have CPI this week, PPI and FOMC. So I was like, hey, I probably wouldn't even want to trade this week anyways. Let's see what I can do on this. So without further ado, let's get into the trades that I took. So again, like I said, we had pretty much $250 left on the first challenge, okay? You know, potential to get back up into that $1,000 range. And I entered short because I started off with an initial short bias. Again, I wanted this equilibrium to be hit, which is all the way the fuck down there. But I was watching out for this bullish fair value gap. And on ES, we closed underneath this bullish fair value gap, but ended up sweeping out these lows, which kind of fueled the entry for the next position, the current position that I'm in. That's up like a couple $1,000 or like 1,100 something dollars. So I was like, okay, cool. I think we're going to be bearish. I think we're finally going to break out of this freaking consolidation that we've been in for the past couple weeks. Okay, so from there, I was like, cool. Scaled down, and I see price come up. We sweep liquidity. We have an SMT divergence. On NASDAQ, we make boom, higher highs right here. On ES, we make boom, lower lows, and ES sold off super heavy. We took out draws on liquidity right here and right here. Okay, it looked gorgeous. Okay, and then from there, we see price sell off super hard. Again, I'm waiting for that 950 macro. Okay, I see price push into this imbalance once and give me a reaction out of it. And I was like, nah, I want to see at least the 50% mark of the fair value gap to get hit in order for me to enter. So what do? Boom, it ends up getting hit. Super simple and easy. I had to put an insanely tight stop loss on this because I only had 200 bucks or 250 bucks to risk. So I literally couldn't even put my stop loss above this candle's high. I was like, yes, let's go. I'm gonna make like, you know, a couple $100. And if it hit this take profit, then I would have been back at like $1,000 account balance, but then boom, first challenge, okay, first challenge, goodbye. So boom, Eric, toss it up. First try, did not go well. And then second try, I was feeling a little bit ambitious here because I still wanted to maintain that bearish bias. And I started trading with some serious emotions here, and similar to what I did yesterday. And I realized quickly that, you know, we can't be doing this. It's crazy that I'm getting emotional over like a challenge. Again, I talked about that yesterday, but it's weird that I'm feeling, I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, we see this 5-minute fair value gap. So I'm like, okay, bet. Again, because ES came down and took out these draws on liquidity down here. So I'm like, dude, NASDAQ's probably going to come down and take those things out. I'm a freaking dumbass, bro. Like, guess what I entered off of? I literally entered off of it going above 5-minute equilibrium in a discount and it filling the complete fair value gap. So I literally went short off of this. And stops were above here. It was 2 contracts on NASDAQ, so boom, $1,000 risk, literally full ported on this one. Challenge 2, wiped. I only got 10 more chances for this shit. And honestly, I should only give myself 8 more chances if we're being real. But the current one that we are in right now, we are up pretty heavily. Okay, so once I got stopped out of that second one, I was like, okay, bro. Let's chill the fuck out and let's actually like analyze the shit. Okay. Kind of went pretty risk heavy today because we have CPI tomorrow, and that's gonna be a difficult day to trade for sure with FOMC and all of those things coming in. Okay, but I'm still in this trade. My take profit is right up here, and it'll give me a $2,000 return. Again, this was pretty heavy risk. Pretty sure my stop is like right here. Pretty heavy risk. I'm risking, again, $1,000 on this. So essentially like going full port on this. Okay. And it was as simple as, okay, we made a higher low right here on ES. Lower low right here on NASDAQ, but NASDAQ made a quicker and faster move up to these highs than ES did, and it didn't necessarily give me an entry off of, it gave me an entry off of this bullish fair value gap, but again, we had that big candle up, so I wasn't liking it. But on ES, we had, boom, we still had that SMT, okay, and it looks like we might be able to hit take profit on this. I'll show you guys on like the camera of like the whole P&L and stuff after this. And again, I'm using a live account. This is actually like me risking my own funds for this. I saw some stupid ass person on TikTok talking about, oh, it won't matter because it's a demo anyways. I'm gonna put money where my mouth is. Anyways, we see price, boom, SMT, okay. Now I know, like, okay, we came down and we swept out a bunch of draws on liquidity, draw on liquidity here, draw on liquidity here. We're breaking structure to the upside. And on NASDAQ, we ended up, boom, maintaining this bullish fair value gap. We're getting legs up here, SMT divergence, huge manipulation right when market opens. Looks pretty freaking good to me. So, plain and simple, entered off of this. Imbalance getting filled in, bullish reaction out of it. Stops, I just put underneath this bullish imbalance down here just in case price wanted to move a little bit lower. And take profit is purely just based off of these hourly highs up here, which it looks like price might be going up to hit. So let's see how much we're up right now. If this hits, then the third challenge with $1,000 to potentially 10K. Okay, yeah, so I'm up $1,600. You can see right here. And if it hits take profit, then the account will be sitting at $3,062. Hopefully we can go up and hit that take profit. That would be really freaking nice if we could. And yeah, hopefully we can turn this around, okay? Honestly, I I would like to set a higher take profit than this. Maybe I manage like only one of the positions and have the middle of this 4-hour imbalance be another take profit, and put the stop at break even. But I don't know. I think it might be smart to manage some of the position and get out at least up here. So yeah, that's how it's going right now. My stop is fully at break even on this, so no money to lose. I'm officially on the third trial of this because the first one went down today, and the second one was just said and gone on one trade. I'm trying to think about how I want to go about doing the risk management strategy for this now that I have some more profit to play with, assuming that this goes and hits take profit, praying that this goes and hits take profit. I'm really interested to see how this how I'm gonna want to go about this, because it's like, okay, do I risk, now that I have $3,000 to play with, do I risk $1,000 again, or do I risk even more? Because it's Tuesday today, but I don't know. Tomorrow's CPI, but we know that'll give volume into the market. And there's gonna be, a couple setups that we could take. Like CPI, I'm gonna try and get rough and rowdy with. I'm gonna be stressing my ass off if you guys watch the CPI kick stream. So, anyways, that's all that we got going on right now, though. With that being said, hopefully this hits take profit. I'll keep you guys updated on the vlog. All right, guys, update. Yesterday was CPI, and I really wanted to take a trade, but I couldn't see shit, bro. I could not see shit, and it wasn't worth, because I'm going high risk on this. So today is PPI, and then tomorrow is consumer sentiment. The account is currently sitting at $3,000. $7K to go. It's going to be difficult. I think what I'm going to be allowing myself to do is if I'm in profit for the week, I'm just going to keep it going till next week. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. I believe in myself. I think that I can do this. Let's go, baby. All right, boys, another day, another dollar has been made. So today we went pretty crazy again. Eric, block out show the first like 2 letters of the account number just so they can see that it is a live account. But here, let me get it away from the reflection. Can you see this? Here, hold on. But made $3,600 today. So we're currently up to, what is it? I'm at $7,600. So we need $2,400 left. So
$3,600 in profit. Boom.
There you go. So we're up. I got to make $2,400 tomorrow in order to secure this challenge and be said and done. So we'll see if I'm able to do that, boys. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Okay, boys. As you guys have seen, we are sitting at $7,500 now on the account, okay? Which means we need $2,500 more to fully pass this 1K to 10K challenge, and I only have one more day left to trade. I luckily hit 2 successful trades, one on ES and one on NASDAQ today, okay? And we made $3,500, which is freaking crazy. And honestly, I'm kind of pissed because I think I would be done with the challenge if I held for just a little bit longer, but it's okay. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to give myself another opportunity to run this shit up today. So let's first of all talk about the trades that I took. So overall bias was bearish because we had this boom, right? This is the retracement, and then see, we have this big ass extension to the upside. And with that big ass extension, okay, we know that, hey, we're going to need to retrace to equilibrium of this range. So with that in mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, let's start to look for bearish confluences. Well, this is super easy. We see a liquidity sweep right here on ES, and we see a liquidity sweep here on NASDAQ. On top of that, what else do we see? Well, believe it or not, we have high time frame SMT divergence. Right here, this is the 1500 high. Look here on ES. This is the 1500 high. This was the high that it made during pre-market. This was the high that it made during pre-market. So on NASDAQ, we have a higher high, but on ES, we have a lower low, pretty much telling the future. And then, moving forward, coming right into market open, we have boom, this high right here, and boom, this high right here. And then on NASDAQ, we have this high right here and this high right here. And we can see price came up, filled in this candle gap right here, okay? And then boom, we break structure, all right? And for me, boom, that's my first entry on NASDAQ. Short position, right off that, super tight stop loss above this candle gap. And I didn't take any partial profits. My full take profit was just right here. I'm pretty sure I made around like 1.5K on the NASDAQ trade. Okay, and then on top of that, I entered again on this position off of us coming down, breaking or invalidating these bullish imbalances. I'll take all this off, but we can see boom, bullish imbalance right here, bullish imbalance right here, boom. We disrespect both of those, turn those into inverse fair value gaps. Okay, we retrace back into those inverse fair value gaps, and then we break structure once again, boom, on this candlestick right here. So pretty much the same exact entry, and then I was able to put an even tighter stop loss on this right here. Boom, full exit was off this. I didn't necessarily want to do it on this previous liquidity sweep. But yeah, in total, this whole NASDAQ trade was around 1.5K in profit. And then from here on ES, again, we're treating this kind of aggressive, but hey, it is what it is,
Charge
man.
complete.
We're trying to flip this account, and we're doing a pretty good job of it right now. So price comes up, sweeps out, boom, this liquidity right here. And then, okay, we come into market open, we have SMT divergence, okay, but that doesn't necessarily stop us from seeing good entries, okay? So initially, I really wanted to take this trade right here, but this wasn't necessarily during the macro at 950, so I wanted to wait for the macro. On top of that, we see this bullish imbalance get completely disrespected by this candlestick right here, and then boom, macro hits at 950, right within here, boom, boom, boom. Okay, clear, obvious bearish structure. Okay, shorts off that, had my stop loss right above this bullish imbalance. Full take profit was right here. I went really heavy on the risk on this one because I was assuming that, hey, we have high time frame. It was a pretty obvious bearish day for me. Okay, we had that huge push up from CPI yesterday. Okay, boom, this was CPI. I knew we wanted a bit of a relief, and man, bro, if I had held these trades, would be literally, I would have passed it. I would have fucking passed it with this, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I really hope that I can crush this shit tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow's Friday. Last chance that I get for it, man. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm really gonna try my hardest. But anyways, it's been fun to do this regardless. But yeah, we have a boom, perfect little entry and exit right here. And yeah, as we can see, prices pushing down even further. And man, I totally would have passed the challenge. Fucking sucks, man. But again, it is what it is. That's the trade recap for Thursday. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention. Oh, no, I already told you guys. I didn't take any trades yesterday because of CPI. Again, we were dealing with that big extension up, and I don't know. I was just like, I was too scared to go as heavy on the risk as I wanted to to be able to get this challenge done. So I was like, look, I'm just gonna hold off on CPI day. Today was PPI. Yeah, we had a decent reaction, but market opened and came through with some super solid price action. So I'm really happy with how I traded today. But boom, we can see realized P&L for the day, 3,600. Okay. So we are up $7,600. We need $2,400 more. That's literally like one slightly over leveraged trade to get there. I might take two tomorrow, but we'll see, boys. I really hope that I can crush this challenge because that would be fucking awesome. A 10x in a week. No one can talk shit on me after that. Nobody can talk shit on me after that. And like doing the analysis live in front of Kick every single morning, which by the way, if you guys aren't watching those videos, tap the fuck in, man. I just showed you guys how I'm doing this shit and I'm doing it every single morning on Kick for free ski. All right, tap in every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I'm on that bitch. So that being said, my boys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm really scared. All right, guys, it is officially the moment of truth where we see if I'm going to be a good day trader or a bad one. Well, that's debatable because I'm already up 7.5K on this. So I need to make 2.5K in order to, or 2.4K actually, to fully complete this challenge. It's a big ask, but thank God I got a big ass. And honestly, I'm kind of gonna do like go big or go home on this, where it's like if I lose the first trade, then I'm kind of just gonna be like bet full port the next one. But I really hope that doesn't happen because I could use pretty good risk management on the first one and still pass this challenge. Like I think I can risk like $1,000 on the trade and just hit a 1 to 2.5 RR and just close that shit on up. Super easy, super simple trade work, but could get a little bit scary in the trenches. So we'll see. We will see. I'm about to get on stream, and if you guys haven't been tapping in with the streams, you should. Okay, I go live on Kick every single morning. The username is TJR Trading. Okay, I don't know why TJR Trades wasn't available. Some kid was trying to steal it from me first. But anyways, follow me on Kick. I go live every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Tap the fuck in, man. Let's go trade. And I'm either going to see you guys super lit or super depressed. So we'll see how this goes. Last day of the week. Luckily, though, I think that this goes to show that I'm actually a pretty good trader because I gave myself 12 tries and we're on the third one right now in some pretty heavy profit. So I don't know. I think I did a pretty good job. And like overall on the week in some pretty heavy profit. Like, yeah, we lost the first two, so that's like minus $2,000. But I mean, technically overall, then that would mean I'm up 5.6K. Not bad, man. Not too shabby. You know what I might do? It's like even after this, don't hold me to this, but I might just like continue trading on this account, like just for funsies, like full porting it, see how big I can make it grow. Pause. But anyways, I'll give you guys a little update after I trade. All right, guys. So trading day is pretty much over. I just finished at the gym, and I told you guys I would be completely honest about this challenge. This shit was going to be super hard. Again, you guys didn't ask me. I wanted to try and get a 10x in a week, and unfortunately, I did that shit, little boy. First and foremost, we smacked the fuck out of the trading game, baby! So, I don't know why, but it brought the numbers from yesterday's trades over. So it says realized P&L at $4,138 on the day. Eric, blur out everything but the first two numbers on the account number. Okay, so we can show them that this isn't no simulated funds, boy. This is real deal, real spiel. We caught the longs on NASDAQ, as you can see, pick the fuck out of those bottoms and pick the fuck out of the tops. We crushed that shit for a 1K to 10K, $9,000 in profit in a fucking week. So there you have it. Crushed that shit. Told y'all I would do it. Only took me 3 tries. First 2 tries, you know, first trading day, sucked ass. Second trading day, sucked ass. But the rest of them, baby food for a guy like me. Baby food. So, I would like to give a little shout out. To all of the haters saying, TJR can't trade. Where you at now? Your boy did a 10x in the week. Okay? And if you're probably saying, well, you didn't use risk management. You full ported. Okay. Well, bet. What would happen if I use risk management? 10% in the week. Funded account challenge. Said and done. Little baby boy. What are you going to do about it? And on top of that, did that shit on a live account. Not like all these other fake ass people who be doing these challenges on demo shits. But anyways, we got that shit out the way. We crushed the fuck out of the trading day. And really not much else to say. Except I did that shit. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that shit. And you guys should have been tuned the fuck into all the kick streams because I made $9,000 in a week while DJing, while giving you guys relationship advice, while dancing, while putting that shit on. Like, look at these. While doing all of that and was still profitable. Next time someone tries to speak down on my name, send them this video. Please and thank you. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Let's get into the charts. Let's do the trade breakdown, trade recap of how I smacked the fuck out of this trade. And then I'll just blow you guys a kiss goodbye. All right? Boys, holy shit. My math was wrong. My math was completely wrong, bro. I only made $8,000. I literally only made $8,000. What am I going to do? Good thing I'm insane at trading. Literally just took a trade, $1,000 secured, baby boy. Don't believe me? Just watch. You see those little arrows? Yeah, we took a short. And then you see that little blue arrow? We secured it. Okay? So now, boom. $4,300 profit on the day. Can this, like, focus? Are you serious right now?
Can you guys see it now?
$4,315 done in the day. Net worth of the account, $19,000. I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, and I was like, wait, this shit doesn't make sense. I was like, okay, so I lost $2,000 for the first 2 challenges, right? So that put the overall account balance at $10,000. And I was like, I know the account shouldn't be at 20 bands, but I was like, okay, I need to make $9,000 on the 1K account to turn it into 10K, right? So I was like, oh my God, I'm $1,000 off. So guess what a young boy had to do? Just off the back end, just a little back end play, man. It's just a little back end play. Literally right after I finished that video, I was ready to go over there, film the trade recap and be like, man, I'm the best trader in the whole wide world. No, I lied to you guys. But now, oh my God. Now what are they gonna say? They can't say shit. Unless they do this shit. And prove that they did that shit live like me. All right, so with that being said, now I'm shitting on them. All right, $9,000 in profit. $9,100, matter of fact, in profit for the week, man. For the week. Talk to me nice. All right, with that being said, let's jump into the screen recording, show you guys how I hit those trades. All right, boys, so some devastation has happened. Forgive the location change, but apparently the trade recap that I put up for the last two trades that helped me pass the challenge never got uploaded when I was in Miami. So we're going to go ahead and do it now and try and remember all the reasons why I got in. It should be pretty easy once we pull this up. So that being said, let's bring up the chart here. Okay, so without further ado, we took both trades on the NASDAQ. And as you guys can see, when market opened, we didn't really have much going on. To start off, my bias overall was going to be bullish because we had broken to the upside here. We had a bullish SMT divergence here on NASDAQ, and then hopefully I can find those lows over there for ES. I think we're staring right at them. Is this on Friday? Yeah. Perfect. So as we can see, ES makes lower lows while NASDAQ makes higher highs. And typically when we see SMT divergence like this, I'm mainly looking to take a trade on the one that has the lower lows because it's going to give better risk reward. But if you guys remember correctly, whenever this video comes out, the Friday the 14th, almost the 13th, it was pretty bad price action. I literally was completely thinking like, okay, while this was happening, I couldn't find anything, could not find anything. And I just wasn't willing to take a trade. And I literally was just going to be like, all right, I'm going to take the pussy way out and not pass this challenge, but just pass it in profit. And the worst thing that could happen is I just go into next week and I finish the challenge then. That's kind of what I was thinking when this was going on because I just didn't see any high probability trade setups. Just being real with you guys again. But then we see this little dipsy-do right down here. And I want to say that this was a good entry. But if I'm being completely honest, it was pretty dumb. And I think you guys saw me when I had the camera and I showed you guys how I literally bottom ticked it off this candle and then top ticked it off this candle. Yeah, this was really the trade that helped me save the day. And then also this down move right here is what saved the day on the challenge, essentially. And this was, I want to say, a bit of a gamble. If I'm being completely honest, I had a bullish bias. I saw price come down and sweep out these lows, but overall, my high time frame, I was still bullish because of that bullish SMT, and I was like, man, this just looks like low time frame liquidity sweep. And also, if I remember correctly, again, on ES, we didn't have a sweep, and we made, hell yeah, I was right. We made another bullish SMT divergence. So we had these lows right here, and then ES made higher lows while NASDAQ made lower lows while sweeping out liquidity. See how this was at 1145, and then on ES, wherever this is at, this was also at 1145. So we had higher lows on ES that were made, and then lower lows on NASDAQ that were made. So I was like, okay, we have bullish SMT divergence on the high time frame, along with bullish SMT divergence on the low time frame, and we just swept out liquidity. So I was kind of like, fuck it. We're going to go into this bitch pretty heavy and a little bit risky. And because literally every single thing in terms of bias was bullish for that day, like low time frame and high time frame, I was willing to take this trade. Is this a trade that I would have likely have taken on my regular account? Definitely not. Probably would have avoided this, but it was purely just based off of, wait, why is, here it is. Tripping for a second. I was like, where was the invalidation of the order block? Literally purely based off this. Again, is that a smart trade? Not necessarily. But did we make it happen up to these highs? We did. And then, if you guys remember correctly, go back, or whenever this gets put in, you guys will remember, I thought this sealed the deal, and I was like, oh, let's go. Then I fucked up and realized I did my math wrong. So we're sitting up here, and I'm like, fuck, what should I do? Like, do I just, like, after the fact, like, in the comments, be like, yo, my math was wrong, or do I actually fucking drag my sack and finish the challenge? Looked down at my sack, and I was like, okay, I guess we know what we have to do. So what did I do? This was again a bit of a gamble, but I needed to make this shit happen, man. I saw two things that led me to believe that this area right here was a super high confluence range. For one reason, we had a super strong swift move through this, creating a bullish fair value gap. And then on top of that, we made a super swift move going down, making this a bearish fair value gap, which we since inversed. So with that in mind, this is super imbalanced price action. So what did we learn about literally my most previous YouTube video talking about imbalances? If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. Price comes down and wants to balance out that price action. Comes down into that range. So you're probably thinking I took longs off that. I didn't. Took shorts down into it. Pretty high risk shorts if you ask a guy like me. So I had that marked out, okay? And then I also marked out the equilibrium from these range lows up to these range highs because we just swept the liquidity, we just broke structure to the downside, and I'm like, okay, we're probably going to come down, fill in those imbalanced price range to balance it out and hit equilibrium. So this, again, bit of a gambler. And again, like, if I would have been if I was a capper, I would have been like, yeah, this was super calculated, and I just fucking knew that price was gonna hit to take profits. And bro, this was like, would I have ever taken either of these trades on my regular account? Fuck no. But does this also go to show that I'm pretty fucking good at reading price action? Yes. So win-win. Is this something that I would do day to day, day in and day out, trying to just like scalp like freaking crazy, catch all the highs and lows? No. It's not sustainable. But anyways, this was the trade that I took. I literally entered right when price hit the 50% of this fair value gap. The reasoning behind that was we came up, we swept out liquidity, and literally, I'll give you guys a thought process of as this is happening. First of all, we have two bullish fair value gaps that get invalidated. I'm like making the video talking about dragging my nuts to fuck the whole industry. I'm the best. And then I'm like, fuck, I didn't even pass the challenge. And as that's happening, price is coming up and it's filling in this bearish fair value gap along with revisiting this bullish inverse fair value gap. Or sorry, this bearish inverse fair value gap. And I'm like, okay. And I have all this shit charted out. And I'm like, all right, well, what should I fucking do? And price makes a little down move from here. And I'm like, fuck, it's probably going to move down, but I don't know. I don't want to fucking like blow up the fucking challenge, over leverage, and then this and that. And I'm like, fuck, do I say it's a numbers error? What do I fucking do? And then I'm like, no, I'm too much of a dragger to let that shit happen. So what did I do? Price moves down. We make this bearish imbalance. We fill this. The reason why I was willing to enter off this and have my take profit right here was for two reasons. We had already balanced out this price range. We rejected off of it. We made a new imbalance. That gets balanced out. Entered directly off that. Stops above these highs. Take profit at equilibrium. Again, it wasn't purely based off of equilibrium. It was based off the fact that we had two severely imbalanced price ranges that needed to be balanced out. Which, again, this was a higher confluence trade than this in my eyes. I mean, in reality, both of them were like good, quote, good trades, but would I have ever taken them? First of all, no, because it was much later in the day than I usually trade. And second of all, these are kind of scalp trades, like not necessarily a lot of confluence behind them, but these were the two trades that I took. Both of them pretty much 1-to-2 risk-to-reward ratios. So everybody talking about TJR doesn't have a good risk-to-reward ratio. nut dragger. All I'm going to say is, I mean, I kind of already talked about this, but man, the difficulty of doing something like this, I'm just going to sit here and explain to you guys how difficult this is for somebody to do. First of all, I did a 9x in a week. I know I was saying 10x before that, but I realized, again, math is wrong. Okay, but it was 9x in a week because we're taking $1,000 to $10,000. To be able to do that for like alone on a live account, which I show later in this video, is hard enough. On top of that, I gave myself no room for error because you guys are probably thinking, oh, he could have done this. He could have just repeated this over and over and over and over and over again until he got it, which most people on YouTube do. Most people do that shit. They just keep retrying and retrying and retrying, and then the one that hits, they post it and it goes viral. I announced this challenge. You didn't see me post about this any time before this. I wasn't trying to do this. You guys can literally see the date stamps on the little broker statements that I pull up later in this video. I announced that I was doing this challenge live on Kick with a flyer on my Instagram story. There was literally zero room for error on this. I announced when I was doing it. I did it on a live account. So it's like, if I fail, I can't ghost the fact that I was doing the account challenge in the first place. Everyone's going to be like, what the fuck happened to the 1K to 10K account challenge? And then I would have had to sit here, and if I failed it, I would have had to been like, yo, I didn't do it. You realize how fucking hard that is? You realize I gave myself a week to do it, announced it before I did it, and was still able to do that shit? A 9x in a week? 9,000% in a week. This is my ball sack. I challenge anybody else in the trading industry to do what I did. To announce that they're doing the challenge before they do it, to show that they're doing it on a live account. And yes, I failed twice before doing it. But I challenge anybody in the trading industry to do exactly what I did. And I'm not trying to call people out. Like, fuck that shit. I don't need any fucking beef with anybody. I don't give a shit about anybody in the trading industry, if I'm being completely honest. But I do think that what I did during this week was just an elite showmanship of trading. I think, like, you guys seeing this, like, I just really, I don't know, I'm kind of yapping now, but I just really wanted you guys to understand how difficult of a task this was. To announce it beforehand, so there's literally, I couldn't have ever done this at another time. So it pretty much forces me to do it within that week, because I announced it before I did it. Like, I announced that I was doing it. And then to actually follow through and do the shit during a high impact news week as well. Like, during CPI, I literally couldn't even trade because of CPI. And just to fucking swing my shit. But anyways, I appreciate y'all. Let's get into whatever the fuck video is next on this series. It's probably me showing the freaking broker statements and all that. But I just wanted to come on here and show you guys the trades I passed in the account. Know what I'm saying? Nut dragger. All right, you guys get the point. All right, boys. So I made a TikTok on this, but I figured, just prove like dead ass that I'm doing this shit for real. We can go over the statements of the shit because I don't know, people are fucking weirdos. And you know what's crazy? People always say, TJR, you don't actually do what you do. And then it's like I show them that I do what I do, and then they come up with another excuse. I shouldn't even be going to these amounts, but here we are. Here the fuck we are. But anyways, you can see The first day, we lost around 170 bucks. I mean, you guys already saw this shit. But again, this is just statements showing you guys this stuff. Lost around 170 bucks. Okay. And as you guys can see, started off the day, $12,000. Ended the day with 11 bands. Cool. Let's go to the next day. All right, here we are. Day number 2, we have a loss of another 250 bucks. Again, this shows the loss, and then this is going to show the profit trades. Okay, so a loss of 250 bucks, and then on top of that, $1,000 that we lost. Okay, we were $15 over that amount, but still. Then moving into, so again, that shows the first 2 attempts. Then for trial number 3, we make $2,000 right here. Okay, moving on to day number 4, we missed day 3 because of CPI. All right, we can see that, boom, another $1,700 in profit. All right. Sorry, this is back on day 2. I forgot to show you guys. This was the beginning balance for the day, then ending balance for the day. Okay, moving forward. Again, I already showed you guys the day 3 profit, but this is day 3. Beginning balance, okay, and then I don't know why this is here, but total equity, boom. Ending balance right here, 13,932. All right. Last but not least, very last day, okay? I'll scroll up a little bit just so you know that there's nothing above here in terms of losses. But again, you guys already fucking know because I don't, like, there's no reason for me to even be doing this, but whatever. You guys are weirdos. Boom, another $1,200 in profit. And then finally, another $4,145 in profit. Again, beginning balance, boom, 13 bands. Ending balance, $19,000. So again, we lost the first 2 times. The account started at $12,000. So we lose $2,000. It's down to $10,000 now. We start with 1K. We need to make it turn into 10K. How much profit do we need? $9,000. $10,000 plus $9,000 is $19,000, ladies and gentlemen. Done in approximately 3 trading days. Technically, we had 4 days to trade, but I didn't trade on CPI. You know, just going to show that I stick to the brothers' rules. But yeah, man, I dragged my fucking nuts on everybody's face with this challenge. So, I don't know what else to say, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Was completely, fully, utterly, absurdly transparent with this whole fucking process. And again, I mentioned this before. It's not to show you guys like, hey, this is what you guys should be doing. It's more so just demonstrating my skill set, which is trading. And it's like, holy shit, I can't believe that I really have to get on here and do a bullshit trading challenge when I show you guys my wins, when I show you guys my losses. People will try and pick at literally anything they can when they're not you. When they really wish that they could be you. So again, I'm so glad that I made this video to just literally pull out my sack, drag it across the faces of everybody who's ever shit-talked me ever in the trading space. And yeah, there you go. Said and done. I appreciate you boys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace the fuck out, man. I love y'all.